In 1991, the future of Western Star was not looking so bright. The former ownership had pulled a lot of money out of the company and had left it pretty barren and was probably not going to keep on going as a truck manufacturer in those days.
I recall when Jerry McParland was sitting in his office, and he was the general manager at the time, and he was sitting in his office with the keys to the building, waiting for the receiver to come and shut down the place.
In 1991, Terry Peabody purchased Western Star. In my opinion, the greatest thing that ever happened to him.
Terry Peabody was the distributor in Australia for Western Star trucks. Terry was an entrepreneur like no other I'd ever met. He wanted to grow the company. He wanted to push. He wanted to make it bigger, bolder. He wanted to grow in the North American market. He wanted to grow in Australia. And he wanted to take Western Star to places it had never been before.
He was already producing DAF cabovers from kits that were shipped from Holland or the Netherlands. And so he had some production capability in Australia. And so he was able to locally produce the trucks.
The fallacy about Terry is that he made a lot of money with Western Star. Terry made a lot of money with Western Star, for sure. But Terry also had a lot of other businesses. Terry was an entrepreneur in the fly ash business. He was in the waste business in Australia. He had a number of different companies, and Terry liked to grow companies. Like I said, he was a prototypical entrepreneur.
And Peabody was one of these entrepreneurial firecrackers, and he was the guy to get things done, and he got things done. So it was good for the brand, and some of the improvements that went into the Australian chassis found their way back into Kelowna as well. So it was a good move at the time.
Terry Peabody brought people like Roger Penske to the plant. At that time, Roger Penske owned Detroit Diesel, and we offered the Detroit Diesel engine in our trucks, so I'm sure that was the relationship. He treated the employees well by having company events for the whole, for all employees, office and production together. Golf tournaments, Christmas parties and stuff like that.
Mr. Peabody was a very personable person. When he instituted a deal of a fishing trip to Alaska, and the way he set this up, the dealer principal could participate, and he had to bring a customer. You stayed in a yacht or a barge for 4 days and you fished for king salmon. Each one put up $20 for the biggest fish, $20 for the first fish, and $20 for the most fish. Well, he was very aggressive. If he was by himself fishing, he had 4 rod and reels, 2 out of each side, to try to get that money in. As it turned out, I had the first fish, the most fish, and the biggest fish, $1,440.